Hey guys, this is going to be my review of the TMC or Rasputin JPC 2. This is a replica of the Cry-Precision JPC 2.0. As you guys are familiar with the JPC design, it does follow many of the features that the Cry-Precision does. The first thing I'd like to go over is pricing and availability. I purchased this from EB Airsoft for $64 plus shipping. It probably came around to, I want to say $90 to $100 after shipping, and that is for this multicam model. I'm not sure why this one was cheaper than the standard Ranger Green or the Coyote or the multicam Black. I believe they also offer a multicam Tropic, but the other ones were more expensive, and for some reason they didn't include the MOLLE front panel. So that's something to note. I will leave a description to this item for EB Airsoft in the description below. And the other thing I want to go over is the materials used and the craftsmanship. This is genuine multicam material. The webbing is genuine multicam. The material used for the plate carrier itself, I believe, is 500 denier Cordura. And it does feel like a JPC. The materials used for the shoulder strap, I believe, are Hypalon, or is Hypalon material. It definitely feels and looks like the Hypalon material used on the real Cry-Precision JPC. The stretch material, I believe, is two-way stretch and is not four-way stretch. Cry-Precision uses four-way stretch material, and when I go over the various segments of the plate carrier, you'll see some issues where that does come up as far as using two-way stretch material versus four-way stretch. The stitching is pretty good. There are some spots where it's a little dodgy, but as a whole, for a replica plate carrier, I think it does look pretty decent as far as stitching goes. The buckles are standard like rivet snaps, and they seem pretty decent. Overall, I haven't seen too many trouble areas as far as materials or hardware goes. The zippers are YKK and they look genuine. And you do have Cordura tag. I do need to cut these off because I don't like the way that they look. But as a whole, I think the materials used looks good. It looks like a JPC, it feels like a JPC, but I would not recommend this plate carrier for use with real armor plates or anything outside of airsoft. So that's a little disclaimer for that. The first thing I want to talk about is the front plate bag. We're going to start from the top and work our way down as far as features and compartments go. So at the very top, as with most JPCs, you do have the integrated admin pouch. And included in this pouch, when you get it, they do include the single strap kit for replacing the air light cummerbund if you so choose. They put that in the admin pouch there. I took it out. But inside you do have the 3 loops of elastic. They feel alright. A lot of people use these for pistol magazines. You could also use them for like a flashlight or multi-tool or something along those lines. One thing to note is this admin pouch on this replica JPC feels quite a bit bigger than most. It's very wide, as you can see. You can pretty much store something all the way over here. It goes down to where the flap starts. So down here and then to the other side. So very roomy admin pouch there. I normally don't keep anything in there, but it is there if you need access to items at the top of the plate carrier. Moving to the front, you do have the 3 rows of Velcro. You can attach flags or patches to the front of your plate carrier, or you can use the MOLLE loops to attach some sort of additional admin pouch or some other type of pouch to the front there. They do include the webbing loops for attaching the clips for chest rigs or other flaps, such as the UW panels by Mayflower or the Faro Concepts Adapt flaps. You could probably use the G-hooks in there to attach it if you don't want to use the Cry-Precision AVS flaps for that. And moving to the flap, they do replicate the Cry-Precision system from the JPC2 and the AVS for the flaps. So this is a standalone flap that you weave these Velcro straps through. You weave them through these loops, and then you open this kangaroo flap. This will not hold a mag insert. This is merely for storing the Velcro tabs. So you would lay those flat in there, and then you would close this flap to make sure that they are secure, and then your flap's not going to go anywhere, even though it is Velcroed to the front of the plate carrier regardless. So this is compatible with other Crye Precision flaps, so if you see something from Crye Precision that you can't get from TMC, you could just swap this out for one of theirs. Close that. And moving to the back of the plate bag. You do have the mesh material at the top here. The stretch material, this is an issue. It does stretch vertically. I believe this is two-way stretch material, so they should have stitched it to where it stretched horizontally, because vertical stretch here doesn't really make a difference when you're trying to fit larger plates. So you don't have the added flexibility. So as far as storing plates in here, this plate carrier is a little bit smaller than your standard 10 by 12. The plates they included, the foam plates, are around 8.75 by 11. So they're quite a bit smaller than standard medium plates. So you would probably have to go with a small size plate rather than a full-blown medium, as my medium 10 by 12 S&S replica plates, they did not fit in this plate carrier at all. Alright, here we have the shoulder straps of the TMC JPC 2. As you can see, they did replicate the emergency doffing system for the shoulder straps, as well as the Cummerbund, which we will get to later. So the way this works is you simply have this webbing pull tab that is folded underneath, and then the rear strap would go on top, which I have mine folded over because I'm quite a bit smaller, but you do see that there is quite a bit more room for adjustment on the shoulder straps. Flip this over. This is folded under, and then you leave a little bit of room so that you can access it through the opening there in the shoulder strap. And during the emergency doffing procedure, you would pull down on either the left or the right, or both, depending on if you want to drop the carrier completely or leave it somewhat intact. And you would pull this forward, and it would remove the shoulder strap, and then it would come away from the rest of the carrier. As again, the stitching isn't great, so I don't think I would be doing the emergency doffing procedure unless I really had to, because I'm not sure how well the stitching would hold up with multiple uses of that. But it is a feature that is intact for this replica JPC. And moving on to the shoulder covers. Again, I believe this is two-way stretch material. As you can see, it doesn't stretch too much. This way, this is the way you would want it to stretch more. It doesn't seem to want to stretch very much at all, but it does seem to stretch quite a bit more this way. So I believe it is two-way stretch material. You would want it to stretch more this way, but it doesn't seem like it wants to do that. So I believe this is two-way and rather than four-way. A lot of companies make shoulder pads now, so you can swap these out for something else if you don't really like them, but I'd say they're fine enough for now. And that pretty much covers it for the shoulder strap. Alright, here we have the Cummerbund for the JPC2. As you can see, they replicated the emergency doffing system here as well. The way this works is you would pull these up, off, so that you have handles, and then you pull away from either side of the carrier to remove the Velcro, and that would separate the rear plate bag from the front plate bag. Materials here are pretty decent. Again, I'm not sure how well multiple uses of pulling these up and then using these to pull the cummerbund off would hold up. So I probably won't mess with that too often, but it does work. Moving to the materials on the cummerbund, it does seem like it is reinforced with some sort of plastic stiffener. I don't think it's carbon fiber. I believe Cry Precision still uses carbon fiber inserts for their cummerbunds. You do have Velcro on the inside. This helps stabilize the embedder pouches, like the wingman style pouches that they have for the JPC, as well as the side plate pouches that they have. And then you could use it for various other items if you mount any pouches on the inside of the cummerbund. Moving back, they do pass through this channel of the zipper attachment and through these MOLLE loops here, and then they are secured to the rear plate bag via shock cord. This is a thick shock cord material. In previous replicas they use very stretchy and flimsy feeling shock cord, but this feels very good. It stretches quite a bit, but not to the point that it feels flimsy. So it definitely feels on par with the shock cord that Cry Precision uses for theirs. A lot of people orient their knots and their cord to hang off of the plate carrier, but I think it's a nice way to do it towards the middle if you're not mounting like pouches here. I think these would get in the way if you were mounting pouches. That's why a lot of people let them hang down the bottom there. And that pretty much covers it for the cummerbund. Again, this is a replaceable item as well. Cry Precision makes their 3-band skeletal cummerbunds, so if anything happens to your replica, like stitching or something, you could always replace this, fairly inexpensive. Alright, the final piece I would like to go over is the rear plate bag. Again, we're going to start at the top and work our way down. At the top is the drag handle. It seems to be stitched pretty well with a genuine multicam webbing. I'm not sure how well this would hold up to being dragged, both in the replica JPC as well as the real JPC, but it does seem like it is stitched pretty well, but it is not stitched too far down. On the Cry Precision one, the straps are stitched pretty far down for the drag handle, so it's probably a lot more durable on the real Cry Precision. Of course, this is a replica plate carrier, so I wouldn't expect to be dragged with this plate carrier and expect the drag handle to stay intact, but it is there if you want to use it to carry your plate carrier around. But as far as being dragged, I probably wouldn't trust it. The webbing setup is a little bit different. On the Cry Precision, they don't stitch this section because this section is used for attaching the back panel. The snap straps of the back panel would go through here, and that's one issue with the TMC JPC2, is that I had to modify the back panel to actually have the straps fit into this very small channel. And I can show you that real quick. So this is the normal width. This is just a TMC back panel. This is the normal width of the straps that would have to go through here. Since they stitched this up, normally this would just be one wide column. So what I had to do was cut down the sides of the top straps. As you can see, it's not pretty, but I cut the sides and I made sure not to cut too far in to cut through the stitching on the sides, and I just burnt the sides, and they're small enough now that with enough wiggling I can fit them in there, and the back panel is secure. But that is one thing to note. You would either have to remove the stitching here. I decided to do it on the back panel rather than the plate carrier, since on the Cry Precision this is just one wide column of MOLLE. So that's one thing to note. You do have Velcro for attaching various name tapes or patches to the rear of the plate carrier. And then finally, the zippers. These are the Cry Precision spec zippers, so if you do have a Cry Precision back panel, you can use that on this plate carrier. Otherwise, TMC does make replica back panels that do zip onto this just fine as well. And that pretty much covers it for the TMC JPC 2, a fairly faithful replica of the Cry Precision JPC 2. Again, the rear plate bag, I went over the front plate bag, but it's pretty much the same on the interior, so I'm not going to go over that. So that covers it. It's an inexpensive replica plate carrier. If you're a fan of the JPC design, go pick one up. If you don't like the price tag of the Cry Precision one, this was, again, like $64, probably $100 after shipping. The Cry Precision one is, I believe, $360. It doesn't include a front flap with the Cry Precision one, so you're looking around $400 to start with the Cry Precision JPC. So for airsoft use, I think a fourth of the price for genuine materials with somewhat shoddy craftsmanship is probably a good compromise. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.